Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Yes, very important. I want to talk to the adults. Those of us who have type 1. Now, when I was working, I worked in many different locations. The same job, different locations. But very rarely did I take any of these precautions. And I felt it was all on me. And a number of people are exactly the same. I know, oh, don't tell anyone I'm a diabetic. There's a video from, I think it's the Canadian Paediatric Society about diabetes at school, and I'm just thinking a lot of these things could be put in place. Sorry, had popcorn before I just got a kernel. Put in place for us adults. Now, first of all, it said kids who are going to school need to be supported. They need to be included. And I'm thinking, that's exactly what needs to go on. Now, I don't care whether you're type 1 or type 2. You should, I call them a diabetic buddy. Somebody at your office. Actually, 2 would be a bit more preferable. But you want to make sure that 2 people that you can trust know that you're a diabetic. And where to get your diabetes plan and what should be done. And I'm thinking, God, that would have been a great idea. I talk now about plans. Coming up with diabetic plans, and it's like, poof. My last job before I went on disability was working for a large company, and I started putting a binder together. And this binder was great because I took it to doctor's appointments, but no one would really know if I had a severe reaction at work, how to handle it. I had 2 at the store I was working for years, and I just passed out. And no one really knew what to do. They called an ambulance, and luckily it was an ambulance team or pair off, I don't know what they called them, who knew me, like they had known me from prior when I was at home. But how often are you gonna fall into that? Pardon the pun. But people with low blood sugar react differently. Not only does your body react to insulin differently, if that was the case, we wouldn't have insulin resistance. We wouldn't have insulin resistance if we all didn't react differently to insulin. That's what I was trying to say. But how are we going to make sure that everyone is safe? That's the third prong. You want to make sure that you are safe at work, that anyone with diabetes is safe. You need to have a chance to do testing as needed. If you are told that you cannot go and eat because we're just too busy, we can't allow you to go eat, you'll have to wait. No. That's the time you go and see your HR department. No one should be telling you that you have to wait. To eat? Okay. Now, if you're high blood sugar and you need to go to the toilet more often, that's another thing. If we're high blood sugars, we may require more time off, but we shouldn't be penalized. Oh, I don't want to hire a diabetic. Oh, no, sorry. It would just cost us more money. Well, I actually had, in all my working time, I had 3 times where I had problems with my diabetes. But people need to learn that we're virtually the same. And I've told you this story before, but it kind of fits here. And if you go to parties or whatever you have, and people sit down and, they have to eat, and when I was first diagnosed, and this is many years ago, but the feeling would be the same, is everyone got little Halloween treats at this Halloween party, and I got a chicken salad sandwich. Well, you can have your snack, but you can't have sugar because you're a diabetic. And yeah, I mean, in theory it made perfect logic, but at 13, who really cares? It's the same idea. If you're a type 1 diabetic, I can only speak for a type 1 diabetic dealing at, birthday celebrations at the office or anything along that lines, you can be included. And if you're felt that you cannot be included, we are all adults now. And no one sort of has one sort of control over anyone else. So, keeping yourself under the best control you're capable of is important. You need to be able to show up for work, be responsible, get there on time. But there are times when you're not really feeling well and you've got ketone showing, and it's sort of like, I can't be at work today. But there's an awful lot of people who like to force people to go to work even when they're sick. How a good way to shut down a whole apartment, especially in our current situation. So keep yourself open and available, but respect your health. And anyone in the office should be wide open to that, especially one of your two diabetic buddies. If you run into problems, like there was one time, I'll do a quick story just to finish this off. I was part of a first aid team, and I came up with a plan for our team and how people would go over the telephone system if somebody needed an emergency. And we had this introductory meeting, and after it I just went back to the desk and supposedly was trying to get this down to my wrist because it was sticking, and yet no one knew what to do. And I guess eventually I just fell out of my chair. So, if you're at work, you have to feel safe. You have to be able, like I did many years of graveyards, and I would not know what to do if I was having severe blood sugars. But somehow, somebody was looking down and protecting me. So safety. You want support. That yes, sometimes diabetics do need support. 3, you want to be inclusive. And this, I know this is all really from the Canadian Pediatrics Association, or Society, sorry. And that's a great plan for in school, but I think we can adapt it to work. And actually go take a look at the what's it called? Sorry, just give me 2 secs here. I just want to give them credit for type 1 diabetes at school rights and responsibilities. You should have the same rights and responsibilities at work as well. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye now.